The author Anne-Maure Lindbergh observed that flyers are discoverers. There are no signposts in the air, she wrote, to show that a man passed that way before. The flyer breaks each second into new uncharted seas. Frederick W. Smith began his journey of discovery when he first learned to fly at age 15. He went on to serve with distinction as an officer in the U.S. Marine Corps, including service in Vietnam as a platoon leader, company commander, and forward air controller. Fred Smith's break to new uncharted seas began long before he was in the jungles of Vietnam and over them in an OV-10 Bronco, much like this one. As a student at Yale University in the mid-60s, Smith wrote a paper on the logistical challenges facing firms in the burgeoning information technology industry. Businesses were growing more dependent upon computers and data processing, and therefore more vulnerable to an idle machine or a stalled assembly line. Smith concluded the companies couldn't afford to keep a full inventory of costly spare parts on hand.
America, you've got a new airline.
So he envisioned a new system to move parts quickly overnight and door to door. He called his new airline Federal Express, a name chosen for its patriotic ring.
Hello, Federal. Federal Express, when it absolutely, positively has to be there overnight.
On an April night in 1973, Fred Smith's unique express delivery concept took wing with a fleet of Dassault Falcons. When the sun rose over Memphis, Tennessee after that first night, only 186 packages had moved through the Federal Express system. Little wonder his idea met with skepticism.
I was in the Senate from Tennessee when I first met Fred. I recall that he was just out of the Marines, and he came to see me as a courtesy call, I'm sure, since I was his senator. And he told me how he was going to start this airline to carry small packages in Falcon jets.
So he went through this entire discourse with me, and I kept looking at him, and after about 15 or 20 minutes I said, I think this is the worst idea I have ever heard in my life. It's never going to work.
And I kept thinking, little packages and small jets, this boy is going to go broke, and I really ought to tell him. But then I decided, no, this is his business, his chance, so I just listened and thanked him for coming. So instead, he invented an industry.
A passionate student of history, Fred Smith dubbed his all-cargo fleet the clipper ships of the computer age. In that sense, FedEx harnessed the growing power of global trade, expanded the geographic boundaries of business, and changed forever the way business gets done. Today, FedEx is a thriving global enterprise, connecting customers and businesses to far-flung markets with the same absolutely, positively zeal for the service the company's always been known for. FedEx operates the world's largest all-cargo airline. Through growth and acquisition over the past decade, FedEx also offers ground delivery, regional and national freight services, business solutions through FedEx Kinkos, as well as trade consulting, freight forwarding, and customs clearance services. Over 275,000 FedEx team members move 6.5 million packages a day to customers in 220 countries and territories. FedEx has been consistently recognized over the years as one of the world's most admired and respected companies. When disaster strikes around the world, you'll often find a FedEx plane on hand speeding delivery of medicine and humanitarian aid. And that first Falcon jet that launched Federal Express in 1973, it rolled out of service and into retirement at the Smithsonian, and along the way gave even a business visionary like Fred Smith a moment of fun.
When people found out that I was flying this airplane up to Andrews, there were a lot of comments and all about me being a little out of date on what the devil about flying this airplane up there. And I want you to know that that's not the truth, and I am perfectly modern in my aviation approach. Ready to go?
Fred Smith has held leadership positions for the International Air Transport Association. He served as co-chairman of the U.S. World War II Memorial Project and was named Chief Executive Magazine's 2004 CEO of the Year. Throughout his career, Smith has helped shape policy on vital issues. In 1977, he led the effort to modernize air cargo regulations. Today, he's part of an alliance of business and former military leaders who have made recommendations for a national energy policy.
I've been very impressed with him, as I think as everyone who's come into contact with him, recognizing that here is a man out of his own mind and heart and energy who has created an entire worldwide industry.
FedEx revolutionized the way business gets done, and along the way, Fred Smith authored one of the great entrepreneurial success stories of the modern age. For pioneering the modern integrated express transportation industry, and for keeping the global marketplace moving, thriving, and connected, Frederick W. Smith has earned his place in the National Aviation Hall of Fame.